Welcome to the Longbox Paradox, episode 22.5. Going to be reviewing, or previewing, I should say, what's coming out on 5/15/19. So, going to start out with Image Comics right off the bat, and Fair Lady #2 comes out. It has two covers. I'm kind of digging the A cover more than the B, so that's probably what I'm going to pick up. I liked issue 1 enough to pick up issue 2. We'll see how it keeps going. Also, Gideon Falls by Lemire and Sorrentino. Cover A is the one I'm going for by Sorrentino. It just has a cool design that I kind of dig, and the story has started to progress with the whole Black Barn thing. Digging it. Kick-Ass #14 comes out. I'm staying with it. I find this character a little bit more interesting, our protagonist in this story, compared to Dave in the old series. Little Bird 3 comes out. This has been somewhat of a hot series, I guess. More critical than Aftermarket, but the Aftermarket, it's gone to several printings, so keep that in mind. In my opinion, from what I've read, I think it's going to be a better trade than it is an individual issue pickup, but it's your decision to make. My favorite series, one of my favorite series, of course, is coming out this week. And as I've said before, Rick Remender is one of my favorite writers, and this book is one of my favorites. Low #22, two covers, an A cover by Tocchini and a B cover by Brereton. The A cover by Tocchini is the one that personally kind of draws me in more than B. The B is good, but I just, in my opinion, not as good. For those Kirkman lovers out there, Oblivion Song #15 is out. I've given this book more than its fair chance, and I find it rather boring. Some people might like it. It's not for me right now. I stopped picking it up around issue 6, but I've kind of kept up with what's been going on. Just not his best work. Let's see, what else do we have? Bunch of Saga shirts. If you like Prince Robot, there is one out. And Marco and Alana #1 cover shirt. Skyward 13 is out this week. Looking forward to that. Like that series a lot. Great characters, weird premise that's fascinating and keeps me very much interested. Dark Horse this week, not a whole lot that is interesting me at all, actually. The only one that I may pick up is Last Stop on the Red Line, because it is somewhat of a supernatural mystery. So that, to me, and the cover actually is one that you might look at on the shelf and kind of stop and take a look at. IDW, only two things I'm looking at picking up, the kind of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder in Hell #3, cover A. Not a big fan of the Eastman cover. And then I'm a sucker for old TMNT issues, and Color Classics Volume 2 comes out. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up this week, but it's something on my radar for the future. DC Comics has a lot out this week. Aquaman 48 is out. The story has not been bad. I'm mainly picking up because of the Joshua Middleton B covers. Batman 71 is out this week, and I'm not buying it. I've been able to keep up with just kind of flipping through at the shop, and my review that I gave to a friend about Batman 70 is stuff happens and it's still nonsense. The B cover is actually the one you want to pick up because it is Frank Cho, and Frank Cho doesn't really do that many Batman covers, so one to keep an eye on. It's interesting. My high recommend for this week, though, if you've not read Batman White Knight, the hardcover trade comes out this week, and it's a must-buy for me. It was a fantastic series. Sean Gordon Murphy's art is fantastic, and yeah, people loved it enough that DC gave him his own White Knight universe. Really looking forward to Curse of Azrael. It is in this month's previews, so if you want it, make sure to go to your shop and get it put on your pull list so they know what to order, so that it doesn't have to go through like 3 or 4 printings. don't miss out on is basically what I'm saying. Justice League 24 comes out. Kind of looking forward to where this series is going after Year of the Villain. There's some stuff they're setting up in there that I'm kind of really interested in now, just to see how it plays out, because it could be a real big disaster. Personally, the B cover for me is where I'm going. Jerome Opina, the Seven to Eternity artist, is doing the cover. I really like it. I love his art. Mr. Miracle hardcover comes out. I have been pretty harsh critic on Tom King, but this series by him and Mitch Gerads is really, really good. And it's been my problem with King that on smaller characters like Mr. Miracle Vision, his writing just works. I don't know why or what it is, but these limited series versions of it, he really gets the point of the character, where these longer runs, even these 12-issue runs he's been, or 9 issues, like Heroes in Christ is just a bad idea across the board. Anyway, but like his writing and Jared's art on this, it just works so damn good. And this is a character that you can kind of deconstruct like that and play with, because no one's really done it before. It was the same with Vision, where you had a couple of issues, but not as like sweeping as what he did with introducing Vision and that whole Vision family. This is a really solid buy and pickup for me. Naomi number 5 comes out. If you are not on the spec train, or haven't been up on the series, even if you haven't caught up yet, just go ahead and pick up this issue just for the spec value of it. Maybe the orders finally went up. It's still about an 18,000 to 20,000 sold book, according to Comicron. This is the first cover with her in her White Lantern uniform, so there may be a value to this. I'm not 100% sure, but I've been liking the series. And again, the aftermarket on this has been nuclear. Nightwing 60 comes out. The book has been horrendous since we started this Rick Grayson story. Not good at all. It's really close to me quitting time. But the B cover by Warren Lau is great, and that is one I'll recommend for you to pick up. Pearl number 9, great current book by Bendis. It's one of his real solid books since he came over to DC. Pearl goes to Japan to meet the rest of the Yakuza, and again, the series has kind of kept me in. There's 2 covers. There's the Michael Gaydos cover, and then there's a David Mack cover. I prefer the Gaydos cover, but that's just me. And all for your Frank Miller fans, there is a new printing for Black Label of Ronin. I own way too many versions of this book, so I will not be picking it up, but if you haven't read it yet, I recommend picking it up. Superman 11 comes out. More Jonathan and Zor-El. This has been my least favorite of the Superman books right now. It's not horrible. It's just ramping up. Let's just get to it already. But Adam Hughes variant cover on the B, so that I will be picking up. And a book I don't normally pick up, but I will this week, because the Alex Garner variant is Teen Titans 30. There's a Red Arrow variant by Alex Garner. Just looks awesome. Really pops. And from Marvel Comics this week, this one's going to be a rough one for me because I have not been loving a lot of the books, but the Battle Lines covers have been tremendous, and there's a lot this week. I'll start out with a book I'm not picking up, but I might pick up this cover, though, because I've really hated the X-Men lately. Age of X-Men, Marvelous X-Men number 4. It's got a great Phil Noto cover. I like Phil Noto, so kind of on the ropes there. Amazing Spider-Man 21. The cover to pick up if you're going to, because I have a feeling it'll disappear fast, is the Battle Lines Sujin Joe Catwoman cover. Catwoman covers tend to dry up fast, and this one is fantastic. There is also the Lennel U connecting variant as well, if you've been collecting those. Black Widow number 5. I haven't really enjoyed the book, but the B cover by Lee for Battle Lines is pretty tremendous. Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys the Marvel of History. Been a fun book. I've enjoyed it. Paul Scheer, who I mostly know from How Did This Get Made podcast. His writing has been really funny, and I like seeing Ghost Rider telling the history of the Marvel Universe through his eyes. Daredevil number 5. Marco Cicchetto is still on this book, and I am completely looking forward to it, especially the way issue 4 ended. Giant Man number 1 comes out this week. It's tying in with War of the Realms, and I don't think I'm going to pick it up. But it could be one of those books that's severely underordered and might have some value to it. I don't know. It's a limited series. Just putting it out there that it exists. Guardians of the Galaxy number 5 is out. I've been digging it. It kind of was slow at the beginning. We're finally getting to a point where everything's heading to a head. There is a Guardians of the Galaxy Jongju Kim variant of Gamora. Again, looks really good. Immortal Hulk number 17 is out. There is an A and B cover. I'll be picking up the Alex Ross cover. Immortal Hulk is probably one of the best books put out right now by the big two. Especially, it's the best book by Marvel, 100%. No fluffing it up there. It just is. Old Man Quill number 5 comes out. Book's been actually fairly good. It's been interesting. I've dug it, and this is the character I was least looking forward to them doing an Old Man series of. Spider-Man Life Story number 3 comes out. Again, Zdarsky's writing's been on point. It is a little bit weird how they're telling the story in it, but I'm kind of liking the way they've made some changes. Lando Calrissian number 1 is out. I prefer mightily the A cover by the Dodsons over the B. The B was alright, just not as good as the A. And Star Wars TIE Fighter number 2 by Jody Houser is out. And oh, what a great first issue that was. Totally pick it up. If you haven't picked up issue 1, I'm sure you'll probably find a way to get it from a lot of retailers. Most order Star Wars pretty heavily, even with this being not with the main characters. Fantastic book, and hopefully the heat carried on it. Uncanny X-Men number 18. It's not one I normally pick up, but great Whilce Portacio cover to it. War of the Realms number 4 is out. I'm not buying these. More power to you if you are, but just there are a bunch of covers. Billy Tan on the A, Kevin Coley on the B, Aaron Cooter Young Guns variant, and a Valkyrie Max Lim Battle Lines cover. War of the Realms Journey in the Mystery number 1, and there's a Spider-Man War of the Realms spin-off, War of the Realms Strike Force War Avengers, and on and on and on. There's a lot. Oh god, there's a lot of these. Think I managed to hit everything from the big ones. A lot of reprints of the early Captain Marvels. Kind of surprises me because I thought this series was bad, but I guess because of the movie, people bought it up. Dynamite, if you're a Battlestar Galactica fan, James Bond, or Kiss, and Xena, that's everything that releases for them, basically. Boom Studios, Firefly number 6 comes out. I love Firefly. I continue to pick them up. That about does it all for what's coming out this week. Some good ones, some bad ones. There are probably ratio variants. I'm just going through the diamond list, so it kind of gives you a little bit, but it doesn't tell you the 1 in 25s, 1 in 50 secret variants. They don't give you that info. So check in with your comic stores or use resources like Comics Heating Up, Comic Book Invest to kind of find out on Wednesday what are the hot books to go out. It's nice to be kind of knowledgeable and armed before you go out to your store or even the day before if you figure it out, because usually eBay Tuesday starts popping off. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for joining me, and if you have any comments, want to say something about the show, feel free to like, subscribe, share, to help my channel grow. And again, thank you, and good luck on Wednesday with your hunting. There's a lot of books to be gotten, and I really think these Battle Lines variants might be the ones that dry up super fast, especially that Black Cat one. Like, I expect that to Wednesday morning by noon not to be able to be found if your store is open early. All right, thank you, goodbye, and happy hunting.